You hear that? She said 3, 2, 1. So at the bottom here, you can see that I am recording this session. So everything I say is being recorded on my computer and the desktop. This is great for making little how-tos for your kids. You know, fire this up, go through something. Let's say you're going to be gone on Friday, and you don't trust the sub to do what you want them to do. You can record a lesson very easily on your computer, and they can watch it at that date. All right, so let's start going through the agenda. Over here on the small TV, I'm logged in as tech support, and we'll have the agenda up there, and I'll use that later on. But I'm just going to move the agenda there so I can see it. Okay, first of all, we're going to start with email. Email is, there's a few things that you can do to make your life a little easier, and some I can see by the icons that we had at the top. Some of you need to add your picture. We'll do that. So first of all, if you open your email and you go over to this gear, settings, and you pull down to settings, under the general tab, there's a lot of things you can do to spice up your email. And one of those things is add a picture. All right, so all you have to do is have a picture of yourself or something that you want to represent yourself, a flower, a zebra, your child, whatever. All you have to have is that on your computer. And if you pull that up and make it visible to everyone, then your picture up here in the corner of your Google accounts becomes that picture. This is really cool. I really like this about Google because I can see who I'm talking to. When I get emails from Jerry at ESU10 and I can see their picture, it kind of gives me a better sense of who they are and how I want to talk to them. I don't know, I just like that. So I put mine on there so everybody can see me, and it'd be great if you guys would do the same thing because it's a pretty nice option. And you can always disable it if you become disenchanted, or if you lose a bunch of weight and you want to change your picture, then you can change it at any time. It's very easy to change. All right, so the next thing down is your signature. Your signature basically adds a signature to every email that you compose. So when you click on compose, if you have nothing at the bottom and you always have to type in your name and things like that, then you're costing yourself some time. You can put in a signature that will sign the same every time. You can give information about yourself, what grades you teach, where you teach, things like that, phone numbers, emails, etc. There's no limit to what you can do. All you have to do is type it inside this box, and that will appear every time you send an email. Yes, that's where you would put a quotation. If you had a quotation that you live by or whatever, you want to add that, you can add as many things as you want at the end of that, and it'll work. Now here's the Chanticleer. All you would do to add a Chanticleer is you click on the picture, insert image, and it says, well, where do you want to get that image from? And the first place it shows you is in your drive. Well, obviously, but I don't have it there, so I said I'm going to upload it. And it just says select a file from your computer. And so then it was on my computer, and I just went and found it where it was on my computer. And to that end, at the end of our agenda, I put the chant so you can just copy and paste it as well, if you would like that. All right, so that's a signature. I think that's a very important thing to add to your email if you don't have one, because it tells people who you are and how you can be reached. The next thing down, vacation responder. This is one of those things that I don't know that we need all the time, but it might be nice to have. What this is if you turn the vacation responder on by clicking this button, you can put in a subject and a message, and everybody that sends you an email will get an email back. It will say, I'm out of the office until next Tuesday. Expect me to respond then. This might be a nice thing for over the summer. If you don't look at your email a lot, I'll be back in August. something like that. It's even better for one of the things I'm going to show you here in a minute, which is alternate email addresses. I'm going to tell you you can get an alternate email address, and don't flip out. But on this TV over here, I am logged in as tech support. There's an account that I created called techsupport@ordps.org. And on that, I added a vacation responder. We'll take a look at it here, and I'll show you what it looks like. So you can see on the little TV up at the top, it says, and now vacation settings. I've got a responder on there that says, I'll go back to my email here, because I just emailed myself today. I emailed in a request to tech support. And it says, your request for tech support from the Ord Public Schools has been received. We'll be contacting you shortly to assist you with your issue. So if anybody's ever gotten one, I know Dave has, probably. Maybe he doesn't remember it. It was early in the year. When he was still swimming, he contacted tech support, and then I got back with him. But basically, I created a separate email address, and I don't want to be checking that email all the time. So first of all, I have this forwarded to me. Second, I put this message in so those people know that I'm responding and I've gotten their email. So anyway, that's something that you could do for your own personal emails if you would like. All right, what's next on the agenda? Priority inbox. If you'll take a look at this, the big screen over here, this is my email is set up with priority inbox. And what that means is I went to settings and not configure inbox, settings again, and under inbox, right at the top, you can choose what kind of an inbox you want. All of yours, I would guess right now, are set on default. Okay, that is just the top, the last email is at the top and it goes down. All right. Priority inbox is something you can just pull it down and it automatically changes your whole inbox. And I'll show you what it changes it to. It creates 3 different levels on your inbox. It creates important and unread, starred, and then everything else. So basically, everything down here is what your inbox looks like right now. Okay? As it comes in, it fills up. However, if I put a star by one, if I say, hey, this BookBub is important to me, and I refresh it, it moves that up to my starred. So now it's right at the top of my email, and I know that's something I got to refer to and take care of. Another thing it does is it says important and unread. As my emails come in, it has a algorithm that says you really get a lot of emails from this person. And so I'm declaring that important. And it knows that Pam Beavers, who is my rep that sells us Chromebooks, she emails me a lot, so that's important to me. So it puts it up here into important and unread. So everything that I get that is probably not spam will go up there, and I have to take care of it. And I leave it there until I read it. The minute I read it, so if I go up here and read Chris's email, okay, I got it. You can see it's still here, but the minute I refresh, it goes down to the bottom here into my normal email. I've addressed it. I know I've addressed it. I've seen it. Now it's down in the bottom. And so what that's called is priority inbox, and I like it a lot. I really like it because it sorts out things for me, and it moves all I have to do is star it, and it moves it to the top of my box, and it won't go away until I've addressed it. The minute I take a star off of something, it'll go back down to where it belongs. You're not losing anything. You don't have to trash things. All it is changing it to priority inbox, and away you go. All right, calendar gadget. This down here, I'm in the wrong place here. There we go. Calendar. All right. I added a calendar gadget, and you can see what the calendar gadget does is it puts your Google Calendar right down here. And so without ever leaving your email, you can take a look at your calendar. You can see that everything that, so now I'm back again. I will start again. All right, so I was talking about this calendar gadget. All you do to add a calendar gadget is you go to Settings again, and under Labs, there are a lot of things that you can do that are experimental for Google people. Amateurs basically make this stuff up and add it, and then you can enable it or disable it for your Gmail. And the Google Calendar gadget I've already added, so it's at the top. For you guys, it might be down further. I've gone through all of these, and I haven't found many of them helpful. But the Google Calendar one is really nice. And I'll go back to show you, exactly what that is. Basically, that puts my calendar and any calendars that I've uploaded in this corner of my email. So whenever I have my email open, I'm able to look at my calendar really quickly. And if I want to, I can open it right from there. So if I click on that, go to Options, I can open my calendar right from that gadget. And there's my Google Calendar, and I can take a look at it. So instead of having it open at all times like this on the big form, I can just kind of look at the small form in my Gmail, a little bit more convenient. And that's just enable or disable under Settings. Very simple to do. All right, next. Tasks. Have you guys ever gone to Mail over here and then pulled this down and you see Contacts? Obviously, that's your contacts. But what is Tasks? Well, all that is if you open that up, it's a to-do list. This might be something that you would find interesting too. You name it and you put your tasks on there. You can check them off and delete them as you do them. Or you can just put a line through them. I did that, and keep it on there. Just a to-do list that opens up in your email. And that's what Tasks is. Very simple to do. Again, go to Mail, Tasks, and it opens them up again. Small thing, but at least you know about it now. Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about is email two-step verification. Is anybody worried about being hacked? Okay, Gail's worried about being hacked, so we'll talk about this for her. Basically, just last week, I enabled two-step verification. And what that means is, to get into your email, you have to have two steps. Number one, you have to know your password. I know that's trouble for some people too. But we all know our password. So you put in your password, but when you do that, it says, I'm sending you a text message. And so it sends you a text message that you look at your phone and you put in 3 or 4 numbers that they sent you, and it opens your email or your Google Docs or anything like that. Anything in your Google account. The reason for this is because then hackers, if somebody happens to get your password, it's worthless to them because they don't have your phone as well. They would have to have your phone or your phone number and, well, they couldn't even have your phone number because they can't tap into that. They would have to have your password and sitting right next to you with your phone. It's also a good way to see if anybody's trying to get into your account, because then you'll get a text message with a number and you'll go, hey, I didn't do that. So, two-step verification. I'm going to show you how to do that. I don't recommend it necessarily for all of you. What it does, though, it's not as inconvenient as you think, because basically once I log into this computer and I get my one text message for this computer, it's good to go forever. This computer. The same thing with my Chromebook. When I log in there, it'll send me a text message and I'll say, text message is this for this device, then that device is good to go. Same thing with your phone. Okay, I've enabled my phone for my Google Mail, and so you'd have to do it once for each device you have. Then you wouldn't have to do it anymore, because they know the hackers don't actually have your computer with them. So I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. You go up to your newly minted image. You click on My Account. You go down to Sign In and Security, signing into Google. And two-step verification is right there, and of course mine is off, and I'm not going to turn it on. That's one thing. I log into so many different devices, it would be a pain in the rear for me. But for you people who maybe only have 2 or 3 devices, you'd have to do it 2 or 3 times, and then you would have a level of security that you didn't have before. Okay, it's as simple as that. And again, I've put the directions how to do that on the link. So if you didn't catch that quite, just click on email two-step verification. You'll be able to go there. All right. Moving on. Snipping tool. How many people in here have used snipping tool on their PC? Oh my, underutilized. This could be the best thing you've heard all day. Snipping tool basically takes a screenshot of whatever you want to take a screenshot of on your computer. So if I go down here and on my PC, it's only on PCs, you search for snip, it'll bring up snipping tool. Click on that, and here is your snipping tool. Pretty small little application. Well, let's say that I want a picture of horse's rear.
Thanks.
That's going to be your email icon there later. All right. So there's a good one. Okay, so this is where we all get stopped. Okay, it's got this stupid Alamy stock photo thing on it. How do I get it to my computer? How do I get it on my Word document? How do I make that my emoji? I don't know. Snipping tool solves all those problems. So you go to snipping tool and you click new. It basically dulls out your screen, and whatever you pull the square around, maybe we shouldn't make it that big. That is your picture. So now you just click save and save it wherever you want on your computer and call it whatever you want. And that picture is now yours. You can insert that into anything you want. Now there's a lot of good things about this, and the best one I think is you're never going to get a virus doing it this way. Many viruses hide in photos. Okay, somebody searches the internet, you Google the China wall, and you find a picture and you click on it and you get your picture, but you also got a virus. If you do this, you can Google anything, and let's say that I wanted a couple of pictures. I just click on another. Ooh, that's a better one. And I open my snipping tool. Just pull it around there and save it.
And so you can legally do that.
What? I didn't hear you say that. Yes, you can. Yes. And especially sorry, I'll finish that thought. When we're in education, almost everything is fair game because you're not using it for profit. So you're probably pretty good. If you were using that as a business and putting that on a website or something, probably not so good. But in education, you can get away with a lot because you're not profiting from it at all. Gail?
No, that snippet tool and stuff, can you make a shortcut for that, or do you always have to?
Yeah, you can put it on your desktop. You can add it as one of the icons on your bottom. Yeah, it's just a little program that runs on your computer.
You can do it on your Chromebooks too, but there's just the shortcuts.
Those shortcuts are right below the word snipping tool on there. Thank you for adding that. So snipping tool is number 3 on that, and right below are the shortcuts that you can use on a Chromebook to do the same thing. On a Chromebook, if you push 2 or 3 buttons here, it'll take a picture of the whole screen. Or if you push another 2 or 3, it takes, just like that one, it takes just a portion of the screen. But this has been so wonderful for me, putting things on the website. I go to Gibbon Buffalo's site, and up in the corner they have their buffalo. Previously, there was no way for me to get that because it's just part of their site. You can't save the image, you can't do anything, but now I can just pull around it and snip it out of there. And so really anything you can see on your computer can become an image that you use to teach your kids. So snipping tool is a wonderful thing to use. Here we go. All right, Google Forms. Has everybody worked with Google Forms? I just want to very quickly touch on this. And if anybody has all of you under your Google Drive, under your waffle, you're going to have Google Forms as a choice. If you go to Google Drive, you can get to it. And all you have to do is go to New, as soon as it opens up. New, and Forms are usually under More. Google Form. And a Google Form is a survey, a test, a quiz, anything that you want to make to gather data. These are wonderful and they're very easy to use. You title your form. You add a question, which they've already got one started for me. You tell it what kind of answer it can be, multiple choice, or drop down, check boxes, a paragraph, a short answer, linear scale. They've done a little bit better job for math in that regard lately. This used to be no good for math. We'll go with multiple choice. When you do that, you just start adding in options. And there I have a one-question survey. And if I want to preview that, this is what it's going to look like to everybody that I send it to. And so I could send this link to all of you, and we would have a question about, what came first. So we'll click horse and submit. And then it takes that response. And if you open your responses here, you can see that 100% of your answers have been horse. So again, a really quick and easy way to, even if you're just doing one question, you can send this out to, in elementary, you're going to have to look forward to next year because you're going to have Chromebooks in your rooms, every one of you next year. But this is a good thing to, everybody has a Chromebook sitting in front of them. Great way to get a feeling for what's going on in the room. Did they understand what's going on? You can simply ask them one question and throw this form away, or you can create more intricate forms. You can even give tests through this. And when you give tests, Aaron was going to present on this a little bit more, but you can have self-checking. You can add on an extension that allows these things to be self-checking, so you don't even have to check anything. You would put in, hey, on question 1, horse is the right answer. And so, boom, it checks it for you and gives the kids grades. And that's another extension. But forms are a wonderful thing to use. It also creates an Excel spreadsheet that has all those responses in it. And if you take a look at it, it tells you the time that was answered and the answer. And if there were more questions, they would all be listed along here in this spreadsheet. So forms are a great thing if you want to. Again, I'm not going to tell you exactly how to work a form, but if you're interested in it, and even if you want me to create one for you, I don't want to go to the trouble of doing that, but we're having an FCCLA deal, and I want the parents' input. I want to know, did they like our FCCLA banquet or did they not? I can make that for you really quickly, no problem. So let me know if you're more interested in that, and we'll go further in depth on that. But surveys or forms are a really handy little device. All right, some Chrome tips. These are things that I've said before, but just in case you missed them. You can see that I have a toolbar here with all of the icons of the places where I go on a daily basis. And each one of them is just a symbol. Now, when you add one of these, it's going to look more like this. So it's Google, and it's the G Suite status dashboard. And each one of these looked the same. When I added CNN, it said CNN, breaking news. And it filled up my whole toolbar. Well, I don't like that. So all I did was I went to I know that little bird means Twitter. So I right-clicked on it, and I edit it. And I'm just going to delete the word Twitter. I could actually name it something else if I would like. Maybe I want to name it Tweet, but I don't. I'm going to get rid of that. I know the bird means Twitter, so I click Save, and then that Twitter goes away and it gives me more room on my toolbar, so I can add more icons. So if you're running out of room up there, just shorten some of those names, and you'll be able to get more icons across your desktop. All right, next. Zoom. If you can't see something on a screen, it's too little. We're all getting a little older, and it's a little bit harder to see. Built into both Chrome and Firefox, you can click on Settings, Zoom. It's right in the middle on both of them, and you can zoom in so you can see something a little bit bigger. To get right back to that, you just hit this. It'll take, oh, no, that was magnify. Sorry. No, I probably can't get out of it. I did. Oh, you got to be messing with me. There you go. Exit full screen. To get back out of it, I think you just hit this. No, guess I have to go back down. Firefox has a button that goes back to 0 or 100%. All right, so anyway, that's Zoom. If you need to show something bigger, this is good for you guys that have Promethean boards and something's not showing up big enough for your kids. You can zoom in on it with that, and it looks bigger to them. All right. Right-click on a tab. If I have a tab here, I can right-click on that tab, and on a Chromebook, that means an Alt-click. If you press down Alt and click on a Chromebook, that's the same as a right-click on a PC. So if you Alt-click on a tab, there's a lot of things you can do. The one thing that I really like is duplicate. Many times I'll do a search, and I'll find the answers that I want, but then I want to search a little bit more in another tab. But I want to close this one. I don't want to go out. I don't want to lose what I've already found, but I want to search a little bit further. And duplicate does that for you. It'll open up the same tab. You'll have two of them then, so you can leave the one the way you had it and then go on and search another one. Another thing you can do is mute the tab. So if you have CNN going on one and it has all those annoying pop-ups that start playing and you have to listen to them, you can just simply mute the tab rather than muting your whole computer. You can go on and do other things. Jen?
Another way to right click if you don't have a right click is a two-finger single tap, which is a two-finger tap or a two-finger click. That'll also right click. I'm the one who Where's the same on the two-finger tap versus PCs?
Okay, Google Classroom. How many people in here use Google Classroom? Very good, a lot of us. Google Classroom is a really handy tool for, basically, it is part of your Google Suite. So all you have to do is add it as Google Classroom, and it will add it to your Google Suite. But the people in this room will enter that, and you'll become a teacher. You'll say, I'm going to sign in as a teacher. All of your kids will sign in as students. Once that happens, which they already have this on their Chromebooks, you can create a class, which we have all kinds of different classes here that I have created. We created class of 2019 because I'm the class sponsor. So Heather and I created this, so whenever we put out announcements, we can just put it on the classroom and it goes out to all those kids. So it doesn't have to necessarily be a class. But I created all these test classes. We did it for Science Olympiad. Dave created and shared with the kids the Science Olympiad rules. Anyway, long story short, once you've created a class, it'll look like this. And all you have to do is, again, I don't do this very often, hover down in this corner and you can create an assignment, create a question for everybody in your class. You can post something, create announcements. Basically, it is an online coursework manager that you can use to manage your students. That's all I have about that. Again, I just want you to know it's there. I'm not going to show you completely how to use it, but it's all right. So that's Classroom. Again, very handy, and it doesn't have to be just for classes. It can be for anything. Next, Chromecast. All right, right now I am Chromecasting from my Chromebook right here with no wires to that TV right there. On the back of that TV, there's a little HDMI box about this big plugged into the TV and the HDMI portal. And I'm broadcasting wirelessly from this computer to that TV right over there. Okay, Chromecast, really handy little thing. If you want it at home, it's awesome at home. Anything you get on your phone that you want on your TV, you can set up Chromecast and you can broadcast it from your phone to your TV. So stuff shows up a little bit bigger, a little bit better definition. In your classroom, Johnny Ferentz uses this in his classroom all the time, and he loves it. But what happens is people can take this over. Your kids can take this over. And so who do I want to take this over? Logan Camp? Well, you want to cast what's on your screen to my TV? So basically all she's done is she should have a cast icon right up here, same place I do.
Are you on the student?
And it's on number 4, Ord High School number 4.
Oh.
Do you know how to cast?
Yeah.
Cast to Ord High School number 4. All right, so she just took over, and now her screen is showing up on our TV. And all she did was she said, I want to take over the casting. Every kid in our school has this cast. If they don't, they can add it quickly. It's just an extension. Okay, they should have Google Cast up in the top right-hand corner. And so when they pull that down, when they click on it, and you guys might be clicking on it right now, it'll give you a list of places you can cast to. And you can cast to any of those right now because it's over the wireless network. You don't have to be in proximity to the TV. So right now I could cast to the TV in the Commons area because there's one of these on that one, which is how we do a lot of the things that we do now. We just Google Cast it. And so I can be sitting up in my office and say, here, cast to that TV in the Commons area, and then it will show whatever's on my computer screen. I'll run through a picture show or something like that. Long story short, this is great for having your kids present because they can sit here in class and you can say, Billy, you take over. Tommy, okay, show us what you came up with. And they can boom, boom, stick it right up there, and I'll take this back. All right, so now I've got it back. So kind of a quick and easy way to share screens. All you have to do is roll a TV into your room. Teachers at the high school, I can plug these into your Prometheans if you haven't, because we have newer ones. Grade school people, you're out of luck because they're just 1 year too old or a couple years too old. They don't have HDMI inputs. But if you have an HDMI input on that, we can plug a Chromecast into it, and you can do this on your Promethean. It depends on if you have HDMI, which I think you do. I think you do. If you have an HDMI input, you can do this. All right, next. Learn 360. This is something the ESU 10 sponsors, and I've been dragging my feet because they change what they do so often that I don't get you involved in it. Okay? This one I'm going to, just if you want to. Learn 360 is a video depository or repository or whatever they call it. And basically, you all now have an account. And in the stats are on there. Your username is your Gmail, mbechtel@ordps.org. And your password is all chance right now. Once you get in, it allows you to say, do you want to log in with Google? And you say, yes, I want to log in with Google. Once you've done that, you can log in with your Gmail and your Google password, whatever that is, if you can remember it. So log in with Google. And so if you do this on your Chromebook, it's really easy. You put in chance the first time, and then from there on out, it remembers. So I'll show you what it looks like on the Chromebook. Oh, I'm not logged in as myself. Never mind. I didn't create a tech support account. I thought I was logged in as myself. Anyway, long story short, you have videos that you can ask Rich Seseka about. He uses it a lot. This is what it looks like. Basically, you can search their 1,300 or 139,000 multimedia assets. So I want to do something about basketball. I search it, and then they will give me all the videos that pertain to basketball. And there's a lot of them in there that, for instance, cybersecurity, science, math. Of course, it's been vetted to be all educational. So there you all have access to Learn 360 if you want it. Enough said. Okay, next. Versal. This is one of my favorites. If you are into independent learning at all, Versal is the way to go. So if I go here and open up Versal, oh, it never works that way. Got to delete that. Again, Versal is one of those things that links to your Google account. So the first time you go to Versal, it says, do you want to log in with Google? Would that be easier for you? And you go, yes. And it logs in with your Google credentials that we all already have. So it's really easy to get to. It remembers that, and then you don't even have to come up with a username and password and account. All right? It's also free. And what it does is it creates online courses. So what I did was I created one last year called OPS Digital Citizenship. And I'll show you what that looks like. I'll show you what, I'll edit it. Basically on Versal, you can create lessons. Okay, so what happens is I created all these lessons over here. What is digital citizenship, your digital footprint, online safety, etc. And right now we're in the first one. And what I did was, right down here, you've got all the little things that you can add to this. The first one being a section header. So I grabbed this and pulled it up there, and I typed in online safety. Okay, the next one was an image. So I grabbed an image, and I put an image in there from my computer. Then I put in text. And I said, we're going to explore how to be safe in an online world, and here are the steps that you need to go through. And I said, you read the Wikipedia entry, watch and respond to the videos, and then take the quiz. And so what I did was I went online to Wikipedia, and I copied the link and put it in here on this Wikipedia link. Okay, so that takes them to Wikipedia. I'm editing it now so that it's not going to go there. Then I threw in a couple of videos that I made on YouTube. And then at the end, you can insert a quiz, which is simple as this. I'll show you here in a minute. And you can set the quiz so that they have to get every exact question right before they move on to the next chapter. So you know that they've learned the material. You can give them only one chance. You can give them 2 chances, whatever. If you give them one chance and say you got to get it right, well, it makes them do a little bit more studying. Anyway, long story short, I'm going to go back to my courses and show you how easy this is to do. Well, first of all, I'll show you how this one actually looks. So if I start the course, this is what the kid would do. They would start the course, and it would look just like this. and they would click on Wikipedia. It would open it up. They'd read about it, and then they could go. All right, so back to Versal. I would have to take this quiz then after I've done my homework, and if I pass it, it would take me to my next. You can see that my next chapter is locked, and it's not unlocked until I've passed this quiz, and I can move on. And so what we do over here is we assign this to naughty kids who have been bad with their computer. And I say, okay, within a week, I need you to email. At the end of this, it says email me. They have to email me their results. And so they'll have to go through this. It's about an hour and a half worth of work. And so then they have to kind of refresh themselves on digital citizenship. And so this is a good way to, I think, help, or you can give this to kids who are way ahead in your class. Say, hey, you take this class as kind of extra, or kids who are way behind maybe to catch up. But it's a good way to do individualized learning so that kids can, use their time better. I'll show you how easy it is to create, if at all possible. So I created a test course. I'm going to edit the course. And I did this in about 2 minutes, so it's not that big a deal. I added a session header called Anacondas. You're going to learn about anacondas, read the Wikipedia entry. And so if they click on the Wikipedia, it'll of course take them to anacondas. And then I put in a video about anacondas. I'm not sure that I should publish this, but. And so then I went to the next one, and I added a lesson, and this is how easy it is. I drag a session header up there, and I type in it. I gotta click on it, I guess. Okay, good. So then I add some text. I just drag it up there, click in it, start typing. Done. I want to add an image, so I add an image. Click on it. It says, what image do you want? I'll put in the chant logo. All right, that's as easy as it is. I want to add a video. I drag a video up there. And then you put in the YouTube address of that video. It is so simple, it's unbelievable. So, again, not going to go through the whole thing, but that is something. All you have to do is get on Versal and start messing with it, and you might have something. It's pretty cool. All right, next. Google Hangouts. Does everybody know that you can make video phone calls from your computer? You can. All right, so if you're in your inbox of your email, you go down to this lower corner. I'm going to click on Hangouts Conversation, and I'm going to add one. And these are the people I've called lately, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to enter tech support, which is the guy who's sitting right here at this computer. So I'm going to call him and see what's going on. So tech support should see, if you're watching the TV over there, he should get a call here in a minute. Or did I do the wrong thing? I don't think I called him. I want to add a phone call. There we go. I'm going to make a video call. All right, you can see it popped up on the TV over there. It's calling, and all I have to do is answer it. And you can see it's using this camera here, so you guys' faces are on the tech, and you're going to get a lot of feedback because the two computers are right here. If they were in other areas, it would be a way better experience. But you could talk to somebody across in the elementary, in the high school. You can talk anywhere in the world using Google Hangouts. We're going to quit that. But everybody has that capability already on your computer. You have to do nothing. All you have to do is start a Hangout. There's two things you have to do. You have to say, yes, you can use my camera, and yes, you can use my microphone. Those two things get in the way sometimes. But if you have a meeting at ESU 10 and can't get there, you need to talk to somebody there, it's snowing or something, use a Google Hangout. They all know how to use that stuff, but a Google Hangout is a good way to bridge the distance. All right. Remind. I'm not going to even go to that, but basically Remind is a text messaging app that you can get, put it on your computer, and add the kids in your class, and it'll send a text message to everybody that's on your list. So kids love to get text messages. It's the way they kind of communicate, if it's Snapchat or Instagram or something like that. But if you want to set up a list, use Remind. Again, just go to that link and you'll figure it out. Great way to keep people informed. Stupaflix, very quickly. Stupaflix makes these. It's a video with pictures. So all you do is say, go to Stupaflix, and you create an account. Again, you just use Google Login, and it says add pictures. Okay, I add pictures, and then it creates one of these. So this would be great for end of the year things. Okay, we want to see all the good things we did in class. If you've got a bunch of pictures of anything, again, FCCLA group you got a bunch of pictures, and you're at the banquet, you want to show all those pictures, open Stupaflix, download the pictures, it puts them in order for you, and puts all these transitions in. I had to do nothing. All of this was you just choose a template and it works. So that is Stupaflix, and again, the link's right there. YouTube Live. You can do live streaming, any of you. Again, you're all set up for it. All you have to do is go to YouTube, under your account. You go to My Channel, which you'll have to create a channel if you haven't yet. Very easy, you just name it and put in some stats. This is my channel, and what I would do is I'm going to go to, I always forget what I'm doing here, Video Manager. And these are all the videos that I've made. So if you ever start getting into using YouTube to make desktop annotations, etc., it keeps all your videos here. And all you do is go to live streaming. No, crap, it's sending me back. I need to create an event. Well, for some reason it's not enabled. I must be logged out or something. But long story short, you click on event, create an event, and you can live stream anything from your classroom or anything like that. Shouldn't be too often used, I'm guessing, but it's there for you. All right, the next thing down, help desk, Chanticleer check-in. Of course, those are things that I've sent you links to. I just put those in again. Facebook, the website, and Twitter. I have control of all three of those things, but I need information from you guys. If good things happen in your club, again, FCCLA, please send it to me so I can put it on there. I want everybody's things out there for everybody. I do a good job of getting the sports stuff. First of all, I'm involved in basketball. I go to the games. I can tweet that out. But let's say we get first place at the speech meet, which I actually happened to put that on Twitter this time because I heard about it. But just shoot me an email, a text, say, Mike, would you put this on Twitter? If something good happens, I can put it on Twitter, Facebook, and the webpage. The high school and elementary, those links, the announcement PowerPoints. We've created an announcement PowerPoint of both of those. If anybody wants to explore their creative side, please let me know, and I'll add you as an owner, and you can add to those. Right now, it's just me doing the high school, and Emily is doing the elementary. So you can email either one of us if there's something you'd like up there. Testing environment. Lockdown browser. We're almost done. I'm going to speed through this. I'm sorry. 2 o'clock's right here. Testing environment, again, you elementary people are going to have Chromebooks in your classrooms, all of them next year. For instance, we do that for medical terminology for Carl Streeter. The CCC site has an online test, and they've taken that for years. He's always had problems with them opening other tabs and then Googling the answers. Okay, so they're taking the test in one tab, they open another one, and they Google the answers. Well, that doesn't work very well. It's pretty easy. What we did now is basically I blacklist everything else, say no, you can't get to anything, and then I open up the CCC pages. So the only thing they can get to is his test. Nancy Welniak has some testing software where she creates tests online. We did the same thing for her. And I just called it Welniak testing. So now if she does any more, let's say she creates a form. We talked about forms, and she wants to use it as a test. I can whitelist that form. Kids can go into the form, but they can't go to Google. So it's kind of a nice little thing to keep your kids from cheating, if that's important to you. All right, G Suite training, real simple. Up here in the corner, this multicolored box. If you're in Word or Google Docs and you click on that, it will give you tutorials in Google Docs. If you're in Google Slides and you click on that, it will give you a tutorial in Google Slides. Whatever you're in, it's going to give you a tutorial of. So you can watch videos, you can learn about, you can ask it questions, you can do searches. G Suite training up here, kind of a nice thing that they added this year. Chrome Remote Desktop. How many people use Chrome Remote Desktop? Okay, also a wonderful thing. Again, I'm not going to go into it a whole lot, but basically, I can take my Chromebook home and open Chrome Remote Desktop, and I'm working with my computer, my PC that I leave on my desk up here at the school, just as if I was sitting at it. And it's a great tool for me because, you know, I don't have to hustle my butt up here. I can just take this nice small Chromebook home, and I can do everything that I would do up here. The same thing is on my phone. Okay, I downloaded Chrome Remote Desktop, I click on it, and I can work with this computer right here whenever I want to. So it's a really handy little deal that allows you to do a lot of things.
Isn't it you have to make sure your desktop doesn't go to sleep?
Yes. So you have to kind of change your power settings on your desktop or on your laptop that sits at school. But I have mine so when plugged in, it never goes to sleep and it never turns off. And so then I can log into that anytime. It's been very, very handy. I've been in Kearney, and I've needed a document that's stored in my documents on my computer. Well, I just Chrome Remote Desktop, boom, check it out, and I open that document, and there I am looking at it as if I was sitting at home or in my office. Very nice app extension that can allow you to do a lot of things. Last thing is Screencastify. That's what I've been turning on and off. That's been recording this all day long. Apparently there's like a 15-minute or so 10-minute limit on the free version, but you can get the paid version as well. But I've used that to make some of those tutorials that we had earlier in the year. I don't know if I emailed them out to you guys. It's step by steps through things that are on your computer. Awfully nice. That's all I have. Are there any questions? I know I bored you to tears, but I think this needed to be done so that you guys at least had the option of knowing these things are available to you. If you're interested in any of this, come talk to me and I will get you going on it. There are a lot of things that can help you in your daily life and your students if you really want to use them. No questions? Nobody added anything at the bottom? Oh. Thanks. Right now, my plan is to have each grade level with 40 Chromebooks. That's basically what's going to happen is you're going to get everything from over here. Because we're 1-to-1 right now, and we have 250 or so. Anyway, divided out, that gives about 40 grades 1 through 6 or whatever K through 6, whatever we decide to do. And we'll put them all in labs so that you and O'Brien will have one between you. But you'll have enough for both classes. And then the high school this is all the plan, the high school, everybody's going to get new ones. So all the kids should have new Chromebooks next year. And along with that, all you teachers are going to get new ones as well. I'm going to try to give you at least the Acers. Because if you're working on the silver Samsung, that's the older version, and they're slower. The Acers are much faster. So I'm going to make sure that all the teachers have Acers at least, and we'll go from there because they're really nice. I love mine. But that's how things are going to change a little bit next year.
We just had the budget discussion.
I know. That's the thing. I'm not sure it'll happen. I'm thinking about giving up my salary. Maybe we can support it.
Yeah, right.
I wanted to stand up and say that at the meeting today. Let's all just give up $5,000 and make this go away. But also, by the way, he said there's no charter school in Orth. There will be. It's going to be at 2512 K Street, my house. And you're all going to be hired except for you special ed people. We're going to leave that to the public schools. Yes, you guys. I'm not going to hire you. I just want the academics. Yeah, no special ed in my school. Saves a lot of money. All right, that's it. You guys are free to go. Thank you for coming. I appreciate the turnout. Thank you.
So my laptop on my desk.
Oh, yeah. One more thing. I'm sorry, before everybody goes. Just make a copy of this. If you're on this, click on File, make a copy, name it whatever you want, and save it to your drive. Then you'll have this to refer back to whenever you want to. You'll have all those links. You'll have everything. It'll be right in your drive. And you don't have to go, hey, what was that about Versal that you said? Well, you can just go back and look at it. And also, if those videos work out worth a darn, that link at the top is going to be the, yes, I can. That link at the top is going to be the videos that we created. I'll link them all together. But you'll be able to watch it. If going through this once wasn't enough, go through it again. But you can fast forward then.
I couldn't see it, so I couldn't write it down right.
Yep. I'll put it on this one. Right there. You can look on there too, yeah.
Okay.
It's not an option. I mean, it's listed, but it's not. Mine came to mine was very first. So here's my big copy.
Oh, it's MC.
That happens to me all the time.
Here's what you got to do.
Just
See the reason why that's how it's spinning now.
look at it. Excuse me. But I mean, it during your, when I go to check something during your look at something, and I tried to test the kid the other day, and it took 5 minutes to load the test. And I can feel. So I don't know. I don't know why it didn't used to be. I thought it used to be really fast. So, and that's what I'd rather carry my Chromebook than my laptop. But not lately. So I just wondered if it was me or if it's just getting on when there's too many.
I don't know what it is. I can't answer that. But we can switch it up. What we can do is watch it.
Oh,
I will. And I'll show you how we can set it up.
I didn't realize that either.
Because it shuts down on me all the